I appreciate being able to share my views on Lent. I agree that, as our missalette says, it's a time of prayer, it's a time of fasting, it's a time of almsgiving. For me, though, for many years, what that really meant was giving up something like candy or cake. Most of them candy, because the cake was not my favorite. And then waiting and longing for Easter to hurry up and show up so that I could bite my chocolate rabbit or pecan egg, my favorite. And then again, I didn't have to give up daily Mass because we automatically went to daily Mass as religious, as well as meditation time, as well as praying the office together. And then for me, praying the rosary, especially for peace. However, more recently, my view of Lent shifted. It became more a period of blessing and thank and gratitude for the love of God, the love of Jesus. That the fact that God loved us enough to send Jesus, and Jesus said yes and came and really became human. And during that time, Jesus wanted to do what God sent him for, and that was to love the poor, to love those who were suffering, and to dare to love enough that eventually it would bring him to death because he'd be condemned to die, an excruciating death. So faithful love moves me in Lent to daily ask for the grace to know how to love this Jesus who loves me and loves everyone else. The other day at a retreat, I asked the mothers and dads who were there, how many of them ever got up during the night when one of the children got sick? And of course, all their hands went up. And I said, what prompted you to do it? And they said, love. Spontaneously, all of them said, love. And I think that must be my reason for doing anything during Lent. Any type of giving up something, extra time for prayer and so forth. But most of all for me, I ask for the grace to know God's will by praying even more, by taking more time for silence like in our chapel, which I do now daily. Why? So that I can be disposed to what God's asking of me during Lent. It might during that time I might realize it does mean giving up the whole of Lent, the sugar during my cafe au lait time, which I love. Or it challenges me to know how much I long for God during that time, or what am I supposed to be doing that's really a positive thing for God's people. One might be calling Congress. I don't feel like doing it, but maybe when I get out of chapel, I'm going to go call Congress about a vote that I know is going to help the poor or might hurt the poor. So I sometimes sense even being called, let's say, to send extra money to the mission, which does wonderful work for the poor in the city, or Covenant House, or the Women's Center here in the city itself. I do believe we're called to manifest God. From the moment we existed, and of course this is not original, that's called Rana, that we existed to manifest God day by day. And that's the grace we need to keep asking for, that I need to keep asking for. And that's the grace that when I do penance, I'm asking for also. And I know that our world challenges that. The world of commercial says you need this and you need that. And if you really want to be happy, buy this. And also our natural self-centeredness will make me do things that are not manifesting God. And then I see then that Lent is a review time. It's a time for me to ask, am I manifesting you? It's a time for me to do things that might help me realize that a way of manifesting God. And a time for me to say, if I'm not manifesting God, then God, please help me to do so. Thank you. How many minutes?